And we're good to go. We're good to go. We got everything going here today. Yeah, I got my glasses on because it's pretty bright in here. But I had to take them off. They drive me nuts. Okay, there's not a lot I have to see anyway once I'm in here. I just got to get everything going right. That's all. And it looks to me like everything's going. Hello, everybody. Clap your hands because I'm a happy camper today. And you know why I'm a happy camper, because the Habbies managed to win that game last night, and they are in the playoffs. Yes, big day. Wow, great game last night. Of course, my name is Paul Kalemir. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, in the studios of 4680Q Radio on this beautiful day. No hat, 50 degrees, you know that. That's the way I operate. 50 and under, I wear a hat. 50 and over, I don't wear a hat. That's how simple it is. We have beautiful weather out there today. It's just fantastic. On this Straight Talk Thursday, leading up to tomorrow, Good Friday, and then the weekend here, of course, Easter Sunday. So this is the holiest of holy for the Christians and Catholic religion. I mean, Good Friday, and then the resurrection on Sunday. Big day, end of Lent, all the things that go along with Good Friday tomorrow, which I won't be in for. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So if you turn on the radio, you won't hear me. Some people will turn on the radio because they don't want to hear me. That's fine too. It happens. What can I tell you? Anyway, before we get into the show, lots to talk about today. We got taxes. We got DOGE. DOGE in the house today. DOGE is going to be doing a little report here, as I promised you on Tuesday, on Trash Talking Tuesday. So we got it all ready. Everything's ready to go. First, a word from my sponsors. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamel Machine Company, my three sponsors. Thank you very much. You're so nice for sponsoring my show, and you do so much for the city. Now look at the weather here. I'm telling you, we're getting there. We're going in the right direction. We're getting to the end of April here. So you want to make sure your car's ready for the summer. Get your air conditioning checked. Get your systems all checked. Get everything checked. Get those winter tires off. You don't need them anymore. Come on. Don't be afraid. Take them off. Take them off and get those nice summer tires on. Because you know what? You're going to be, the sweepers are out. Everything's clean. You don't have to worry about it anymore. But Ken Hunter has a special running now, free. He's going to look at your car, look at all the systems, spring inspection, make sure everything's running right. You can't beat it. Go down and see Ken. He's going to take care of you, make sure your car's all ready for summer. And if you get in a wreck, don't forget a full collision service there. That's right. They're going to fix your car, take it in wreck, bring it out in showroom condition. You're going to be so happy. You won't know what to do with yourself. You're going to be so happy with the work that they do down there. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Oakwood Drive, next to the Kia dealership. Check it out. Go down there today, see Ken. Tell him I sent you. Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. Give me a little sipperoonie of water here because it's dry in here. It's dry. I'm telling you, it's dry. Okay. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Go see Ken today. Now, we don't want to forget the debate tonight. Yes, it was in French last night. Pierre Poilievre versus Art Carney. Norton, a must-watch for everyone. I think PP is going to really give Norton a good run here. He's gonna really give him a good one because Mark Carney's kind of, what's this guy doing? Got his arm up in the air walking. His arm's in a cast. It's swelling, so he's got to keep it up in the air. It looks like a snake on the end of his arm. I don't know what the hell he's doing. But anyway, I think that old PP is a smart cookie. He's going to take what's his name, Art Carney, and he's gonna have a good time with him. It looked like he was having a great time last night with him. Carney is dodging everything, and of course, you see all these guys, right? See all these guys. I had a guy. What the heck would he say in there? He had a thing on there about. Oh, on my show, he had a comment on my show there that I posted, and I'll read it. I'll tell you about it later anyway. But Yeah, it's all the same rhetoric from these liberals. It's all the same rhetoric. They have nothing. They've screwed up everything for 10 years, and they don't much to say right now. I mean, they can't talk about that, can they now? That wouldn't be too smart to talk about. Let's face it. That's not a smart thing to talk about. So what are they going to talk about? Blah, blah, blah. Radio Google, Radio Gaga. Okay, well, the tax bills are due. Come on, the end of the month, your second installment of your property taxes are due. I paid mine, $857.96 for a total of $1,750.92 so far. And the next bill is going to be even more since the catch-up amount is going to be on it. Yeah, the 4.9% increase is going to be on your next set of payments. And so it's got to go on the first two payments because they never charged you for the 4.9% increase on your first two payments. And then that payment is going to go on your last two payments. So I'm looking, I don't know, I think it's going to be around $1,100 or, 300 more maybe or whatever, 400 more. So I don't know what it's going to be. I'm counting on around 1,100. Maybe it'll be 1,000 if I'm lucky. I don't know. I don't figure it out, but it's got to be paid. What are you going to do? I know. People say you don't have to pay it. It's illegal. Blah 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 blah. And then you ask them, well, did you pay it? Yeah. Well, what do you tell me not to pay it for then if you paid it? Yeah, you got to get it in there before April 30th, though, to avoid late charges. And remember, you can apply to have that. I think that $500 can be deferred. I think they did that for low-income seniors and that kind of thing. I think you can defer $500 of it. So if you can't afford to pay it all, grab the 500. They put it on your tab, but you can only do it for 10 years to $5,000. And when you dispose of your residence, you know what happens? You got to pay them first, the secured creditors. So I don't know if you want to do that or not, but hey, you never know, right? Hey, if you need $500, you can't afford it. What the hell? Better than losing your house, I guess. Okay, that's the big thing today. The debate tonight I'm going to watch. I was hoping that I could watch it. I want to watch it tonight, but if Columbus was playing and Habs had lost last night, I'd have to watch that Columbus game. I'd have to see. And now we don't have to worry about that. We're in. That's it. Goodbye. At the Iceman 69 viewer comments, you can't be self-employed as a senior. What the heck's on fire? Smells like something smoking. Smoking. Well, you can't? Why not, Iceman? I've never heard of that before. There's a law that says seniors can't be self-employed. I never heard of that. I know a lot of seniors that have their own businesses. Seniors in Canada can be self-employed and is quite common among older workers, with 40% of seniors that work being self-employed, by the way. I think you have to look that one up, Mr. Iceman. But thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. And that was it. That was the only comment. I guess nobody had any disputes or arguments with me on about my last show. That's a good thing, I guess. Or not a good thing. Scary when everybody agrees with me. Oh, mamma mia. You think someone wouldn't, but hey, what do I know? What do I know? I just give you my opinion. If you don't agree, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the video. Hit that notification button so you get a ding when I put a new video on, and leave comments so we can discuss them. And we'll talk about a comment. I never got it on the YouTube channel, but I did get a comment. We'll talk about that. So apparently, as I said on this show before, we talked about this before, but it was a thing in the review by Ray Spiteri wrote this story. The deal's gone through, and a new buyer is going to develop the big hole on Ferry Street. I don't know why this is a big deal in the paper. I don't understand why it's being printed now. I mean, there was a city council meeting maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, a while ago anyway, maybe last summer. And the guys who had taken it over, the place was in receivership. And maybe this is what they're talking about. The place was in receivership. Now, nobody told us. They went into receivership in October of 2024. We never found out till last spring, May, I think, the May council meeting. It had actually gone into receivership. Nobody knew. We were always wondering what happened with that hole. Nodos, Councilor Nodos stood up and said they got to put a good fence around it before somebody gets hurt. A lot of chatter about it, but nobody said anything about it being in receivership. Well, apparently the receivers came and said that they need the Drummondville grant program extended to that property, ensuring that they could keep it on the property, because that was for the people that were going to develop it the first time. Now, when they got rid of it and went into receivership, they were worried that that grant was going to drop off. And what the Drummondville grant is, it gives money from the city, a certain amount of money to people who want to develop properties down there, build down there. They get a grant from the city for that. So anyway, they wanted to make sure that's still in place, and they did. And maybe that's what they're talking about. They're the receivers, and now the receivers found a buyer. So it looks like this property is going to be developed. Plans have been approved previously, and they were amended a couple times as the project managers, the guys who were building it, changed their minds about exactly what they wanted there. First, it was going to be a hotel with apartments, and then it was going to be condos, commercial space. There's all kinds of plans out there. So we'll see if they adopt the old plans that are sitting on the books. They have to come back to planning for it again. But it's been okayed. It's a big 50-foot hole in the ground. It's an eyesore. It's a piece of junk, and that should have been developed 3 years ago. And while you're at it, City Council, now that we got a buyer there, how about doing something for the people of Chippewa, beautiful, lovely people in Chippewa that have to look at that big hole by the old boathouse there. Whatever the heck, I don't know what that street is. Niagara River Parkway, whatever it is, I don't know. Big hole in the ground, another one. Nobody ever did anything with that. There's got to be a way we can lean on these guys and get them to either build or sell, one or the other. And I got a feeling like this is a strategy a lot of these people are using. They buy the land, and then what they do is they flip it. They buy it, get the planning done, costs them a couple of $300,000 for the planning okays and that, and then they flip it, then they sell it. I think that's what they do. That's why it never gets developed until somebody serious comes along and develops it anyway. So I don't know. It seems like to me. But anyway, they're going to develop that. Let's see how fast shovels go in the ground and something actually gets done. Because you know what? At the end of the day here, we've seen this movie before. We know the ending. The ending's a big hole in the ground, like right across the street here. The meteor crater, right? Let's find a way to light the fire under these guys' butts and get them going. So yesterday I was talking about street sweepers. Or not yesterday, but on Tuesday. And guess what? They're rolling around my neighborhood like this guy in Obi Ben Klenobi. Oh man, that's what they call the street sweeper. Oh, remember they had the contest to name the street sweepers? Well, I guess Obi Ben Klenobi won, and he was around 100 times. He drove so fast the first time. I drove through these street sweepers before. And you know how slow you got to go? You got to crawl so they can pick everything up. And you got to spray water. Well, this guy was like, who's that guy in Charlie Brown? Dust Mop or whatever his name. Pigpen. I don't know what his name is. But anyway, there was a cloud of dust. He was going so fast. And he went by like 3 times in a half hour. I don't know. Like if now yesterday, it was even worse. He did it. Oh, yeah, he was there yesterday, too. I mean, he loves our neighborhood, I guess. This is a DOGE. This is DOGE. But anyway, he left piles of dirt on the street. Yeah, it's the most ridiculous thing I ever saw. Big piles of dirt at the corners. I go, what the hell kind of, like, don't they train these guys, or don't the guys know how to, I don't know. But anyway, they're doing our thing. And he was by 3 times with half an hour. He went by there, back and forth, big clouds of dust. If anybody had their windows open today, forget about it. We're going to have to get out there swifter. But yeah, well, they are sweeping up, though. They are sweeping up, so that's a good thing. Guess we shouldn't complain. The bikers are going to be happy. That sand's getting off the road, and that's dangerous when you're on a bike and you lean over and it slides out from under you. Yeah, it's not much fun. So good job. A little bit earlier than normal, April, for the sweepers, which is fantastic. Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Niagara Falls, they got the final payment from the OLG. And the total take last year was a cool 18.2 million. Now it said 18.4 million, but see, this is how they trick you and not really know what's going on. Right? The OLG, their fiscal year runs April 1st through March 31st of the next year. But our budgets run from January 1st to December 31st. So the numbers you see in our budget, that when they figure it all out, if they put anything in there, they usually just put a flat 14 million. You don't know what they really are unless you have to go back and look at the last quarter of the year before is the first quarter of the current year, because their fiscal years don't coincide. So it's 18.2 million because I went in and added it up. I went and looked at all the past payments and everything, and I added up 18.2 million. Now that to me sounds pretty low. Sounds a little bit low to me. During the year, I figured it's going to be at least 20 or 21, so we must have had a bad quarter in there somewhere. And remember, of that 18 million, 18% has to go to the Niagara Regional Police due to a real bad deal that the Penguins signed. 18%, so that's 3.2 million. And we pay that to the Niagara Regional Police, even though we pay the lion's share of their $213 million budget. Now, this is some wild deal that they made years ago because they figured they needed the police patrolling the casino area. Well, you know what? $213 million budget. I think they could patrol the casino area inside that budget without our $3.5 million. And that's a DOGE right there. Gotta get our DOGE agents on that. Somebody's got to get rid of that. Somebody's got to stand up and say, no, no more. That's it. It's out. You're not getting that money anymore. And at least, if they're not going to give them that money, if they can't get out of it, it's some kind of a bizarre contract Jason Burgess signed. I don't know what he did. At least say, listen, for 1 year, could you do us a favor, NRP? Take that money and forget about the casino area and patrol downtown. Put cops on the beat, patrol downtown, clean up this downtown. There's way too many drug dealers, crack houses, vagrants, and criminals walking the streets. We can't ignore it any longer. So if we're going to put 3.3 million or 2 million into these guys, we have to. We're being extorted. We have to pay it. Then why not put it to good use? We don't need it around the casino. We need it here, Victoria Avenue and downtown, and clean up this area. Put some cops on the beat, walking the beat, roasting the vagrants, seeing who people are. Like I said Tuesday, I said they roasted that guy. They caught him for stabbing the guy down across from City Hall. And it was the wrong guy they picked up, but he had charges outstanding warrants, everything against him. Breaking parole, you name it. So they finally got the right guy who stabbed him. And now they got a bonus. They got a bonus arrest. What of a guy who shouldn't be on the streets? He should have been in custody. So we got to get them out there. Now, one of PP's, Pierre Poilievre, his big promise is to crack down on crime. He's cracking down on crime. He's getting rid of this turnstile justice, the catch and release program that these liberals have instituted. And he wants 3 strikes and you're out. And I think it should be 2 strikes and you're out, not 3, maybe even 1. Lock these guys up, give them maximum sentences, and if the judges don't do it, get rid of them and put in new ones. That's the bottom line. They gotta apply the law. That's all it is. They're not writing new laws or anything else. Just apply the existing laws on the books. That's it. Forget about the casino area. Let's clean up downtown. We do enough down there. We don't do enough down here. Come on, clean it up. Clean up these streets. Get these people off the streets. Clean them up. Clean them out of downtown. Then move down Victoria Avenue, and then get back into the casino areas and that kind of thing. So I think that when we look at the numbers, the first quarter of 2024, we got 3.7 million. Second quarter of 2024, we got 5.8 million from the casino. Quarter three, third quarter, 4.5 million, and quarter four, October, December, 4.2 million. So by the time we subtract the extortion money to the Niagara Regional Police, we've got about $1 million over what they budgeted. So I always watch that number because they budget 14 million, and we always seem to get 20 million, 21 million, and we got $6 million we're not accounting for in the ledger, which means our taxes are going up. Well, this time when I look at it, they're only about $1 million off. Granted, $1 million is 1.5 on our taxes, though. If we paid 4.9, it would be 3.5 if that $1 million was put in the ledger. But I'll give them a pass on this because it's only $1 million. And I know it's only $1 million. $1 million is a lot of money. But at the end of the day, it's not hard to lose $1 million of casino payments if the casino has a bad quarter. So we probably do want to be a little bit conservative. I mean, I don't mean $6 or $7 million conservative. That's way overboard. But being $1 million conservative, yeah, that's all right. So good job. Good job. They calculated it. And by the time we take the cops' money off of it, it turns into be probably $1 million over. Not bad. But it does represent a tax decrease if they put it right on into the revenue pile. So, there you go, lower taxes. And I mean, we shouldn't be paying anything anyway. There's lots of money. We're worried about $1 million bucks. There's probably 80 million sitting around. Ray Spiteri wrote the story in the review about it. Thanks, Ray. You do a good job. You wrote great articles. You want to know more, go to the review and go online and read the story about the casino revenue. Now, speaking of DOGE, and I always am, remember I told you on Tuesday I was going to remind everybody about that $350,000 of our money that was wasted because I don't want to let this die. This was a disaster. $350,000 in wasteful spending, and I found the council meeting where it was. So if you want to go and look at it yourself, be my guest. It was on the November 12th, 2024 agenda, item 7.6. That's where you can look at it for yourself. You can see the meeting. You can go back to the November 12th meeting on YouTube and look it up as well. Listen to it. Item 7.6, you buzz through till you get to that. And that's where you're going to see it. See how council blew that $350,000? But here you go. I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm going to tell you what they spent it on. And leave your comments on the video. Okay, here's what they spent it on. Tree planting, $65,000. 60 trees times 800 a tree. Yeah, that's what they're going to spend it on. Nursery tree size, Olympic Trail, chestnut trees, Preakness and Mount Carmel, 5 in Preakness, 5 in Mount Carmel. Oh, they're dirty. Chestnut trees are dirty. Chippewa Lions Park, 15 trees. Mount Forest Park, 10 trees. Keegan Park, 10 trees. Planting trees, $65,000 worth. Yeah. Park benches. 7 park benches at $2,500 a copy for $65,000. and they're going to put them in Warren Woods Avenue Trail, whatever that is, in AG Bridge Park. I'm not even sure where that is. That's where they're going. $65,000 worth. Shade structure, $65,000 plus the cost of the concrete base and features. So that's probably going to be another 20 grand. Prince Charles Park near Splash Pad. 2 standard picnic tables included, and 1 accessible picnic table. $65,000. Spending money like nothing. And I'm going to tell you what the sad part about all this is. This isn't the sad part. I'm just telling you what they spent on it. Bike parking, 3 bike racks at $1,500 a crack. Are you kidding me? $1,500 a crack. Niagara Falls Lions Park, Kerr Park, and Chippewa Boat Ramp. There's a lot of people tow their boat down there with their bicycles. They need a rack for them. And the ones that really get my goat are coming up. Chess and picnic tables. 3 tables at $5,000 each. Chess table, $5,000. A picnic table, $5 grand, $15,000 total. Riverview Park's going to get one. Oh, Riverview Park is getting them. 2 picnic tables at $5,000 for a picnic table. I don't know. I was by Home Depot. They were like $200 for a wooden picnic table. And a chess game for $5,000. Read it and weep. Okay, no, that's not the silliness isn't over. Silly season isn't over here. Got another page. A pollinator meadow. $40,000. Millennium Trail, Section 2, south of McLeod Road. Design development of a pollinator garden area integrated with the natural playground. $40,000. I got a pollinator meadow across the street for nothing. It's called a meteor crater. All kinds of crap that grows in there. Should see it in summer in full bloom of weeds and dandelions. Little libraries. 3 library nodes, $1,000 each. And they're putting them at the Exchange, the $17 million white elephant that I say turn into a medical center and hire doctors. Deerfield Park and Chippewa Square, they're all getting one, the Exchange. $3 grand, $1,000 each for a library node, whatever that is. Now, this is what City Council staff says people want. I've talked to a lot of people. Nobody has told me anything about wanting any of this crap. Little libraries we did. Misting. Oh, well, this is a good one. Misting station and bottle filler. So you can take your bottle and you take it there and you can fill it up. And while you're doing that, mist is coming on you and you're nice and cool while you. The mist. $60,000. That bottle was like $1.98, and and I fill it on my tap, and they were $100 to put in. $60,000 at Kaler Park. Misting station and bottle filler. Who is going to use this? What 20 people in Niagara Falls are going to use this? 60 grand. Oh, this is a good one too. Disc golf baskets. Apparently people in Niagara Falls want disc golf baskets. And you know what the disc golf baskets cost? $1,000 each. Can I go on? I don't even know if I can go on. It's so ridiculous. I don't think I can go on. Caroline Park's getting them. So obviously, people play disc golf in Caroline Park. That's over there by where the old Chef Boyardee used to be. Disc golf baskets, $1,000 each. Go get an old basket, tomato basket, the bushel basket. Cut the bottom out, staple it to the pole. It'll cost you like about 35 cents. I can't take it. I can't take it. Natural Playground along with Millennium Trail. $50,000. A natural playground. Millennium Trail, Section 2, south of McLeod Road. Design development of a pollinator garden area integrated with the natural playground. So the pollinator meadow's 40 grand. The natural playground's 50 grand, 100 grand, $100,000. I just got to remind you about this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I'm as astounded and flabbergasted as you are every time I see it. Concrete ping pong table. Oh, this is the one that fries my jaloots. $25,000 for a concrete ping pong table at the Gale Center. Now, has you ever played ping pong? Probably a lot of people never even played it because who cares? Nobody plays ping pong anymore. But for those of you who do, have you ever played ping pong outside? Well, I have. And when it's windy, you can't play ping pong outside because the ball is so light it's blowing all over the place. When it's raining, you can't play ping pong outside. When it's windy, listen, you can never play ping pong outside, basically. It's once in a summer event where it's so calm and there's no wind or anything, you can actually do that. So here we go, 25,000. Then you say, oh, well, it's inside. No, I don't think they're going to put a concrete ping pong table inside the Gale Center. It's going to be outside. It's going to be useless. Nobody's going to use it. Yeah, it's going to be stupid. It's a stupid waste of money. And you know what? I can't believe anybody called in or did a survey and said, I'd like to have a concrete ping pong table at the Gale Center. We need a concrete ping pong table. You know what these hockey players do? They play hacky sack in soccer. Play ping pong. When do they play ping pong? Put it inside where they can use it all year. How about that? How about that? Putting it inside. Canadian Tire, $1.50, $150 maybe. That's the nets, the paddles, the balls, everything. $150. You put it inside. $25,000. Doge alert, Doge alert. And here's another one. Dog agility element at Fireman's Park. A dog agility course. They're put in a $20,000. Listen, dogs run through these little tubes. Get some old sewer tubes and let them run through them. They run through that. They jump over things. Put about 2 sticks with a board. They'll jump over that. Yeah, there's no use talking about it anymore. I had enough. I had enough of it already. If you haven't had enough, then it's your money. It's your money they're spending. And they okayed this, and that's a real killer. And it was supposed to be participatory budgeting, but staff took it and ruined it. That's right. Participatory budgeting was used in South America in small towns that had no services. They had no hydro, no power, no water, dirt roads. And when they started to grow a little bit, they had a little bit of money, and the town wanted to start providing them some amenities like running water and sewers. So they went and they said, well, what should we give the people first? And rather than just start putting things in, they said, well, let's ask the people what they think they would really, really want. What do they really need and what do they want first? So, some people said, well, we'd like to have electricity. That'd be nice. And the other one said, well, we'd like to have running water. That'd be really nice. And another one said, well, we like to have sewers in our house so that, we don't have to go outside in the back of the house. And so this is where the participatory budgeting came in so that people could participate in the process, getting the things they need. They didn't say they wanted a $25,000 concrete ping pong table. That's not what it was for. So we give it to our staff, and what do they come up with? These things that I just read off. They destroyed the whole idea of participatory budgeting, and they got these frivolities. things we don't need. We don't need these things. We shouldn't be spending money on these things, and we don't need them. I mean, when asked, and you give people the right choices, if you tell them a concrete ping pong table or an upside down house, they probably say a concrete ping pong table. They don't need an upside down house. But you tell them a concrete ping pong table, or would you like to have the leaves picked up in your neighborhood? Then maybe they're going to make a different choice when you give them the proper things to talk about, to compare. It wasn't meant for extravagances, but that's what staff turned it into. And even on the council side, I mean, Lori Lococo, who first talked about participatory budgeting, she got up and said, "Well, this might not be the right time, for it. It wasn't made for this. It was made for infrastructure and things that the city needs." And of course, she got a bunch of flack from Councillor Strange. You asked the people what they wanted, and now they say tell you what they wanted. Nobody told them they wanted this anyway. I don't believe that for a second. And blah blah blah. And so here we are again, and we got these things going in. The money's spent, and they got another 200,000 looking at other junk. It's ridiculous, and that's why you need DOGE. And we need DOGE to stop this crazy NST trail worth $17 million. Lori Lococo said maybe we shouldn't be doing it right now. Money's tight. You raised our taxes 23%. We don't need to spend $17 million on another trail. We got 32 miles of trails. The Millennium Trail, McBain Center, Oaks Park, Gale Center, sidewalks, cemeteries. We don't need another $17 million trail. Got to put an end to that. Anyway, that's what that's all about. I promised I would get it to you. There it is. Go see for yourself. November 12th, 2024 City Council meeting item 7.6. It's all there in black and white. I printed it off. I didn't just copy it. I printed it off. I read it exactly as it's written. So there you go. DOGE Niagara on the case. Quit wasting our money. Okay, I got to get to my second sponsor, Victoria Avenue Pete's Pizza. I always love pizza. It's my favorite thing. Today's Wings Day, $9.69 a pound. I might go get a couple pounds of wings. They make great wings there, and they make fantastic pizza. Use the Mancini family recipe they've been using for 40 years. And for the crust and the sauce, you put that nice blend of mozzarella and brick cheese on there. You got a winner. You got a beautiful winner. Pizza and wings, my favorite. Cholesterol killers, but my favorite. But they also have a full menu: steak and cheese poutine, other types of pizzas, all kinds of different combinations. They have panzerotti. I got a menu that folds out like this. You can't go wrong. They're open till midnight during the week, 2 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays for your convenience. Seriously, you want a good pizza? Just go down to Victoria Avenue, Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue. Talk to Rex or Mike. Tell them you want a good pizza. Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. They're going to make you up a spectacular one. You're going to be happy. And I'm going to be happy because they support the show and they support the city. 905-374-2222 if you want to get a hold of them. Or you can just go to their website, pizzaVictoria.ca, and you're good to go. Order pizza today. You know you love pizza. I love pizza. Everybody loves pizza. Okay, now, need deductions from your income tax to bring your earned income down? Well, good scam we can do. Brought to you by the Cheeto Bandito. Come up with a great plan for you. Staycation credits. That's right. If you're going to stay somewhere, you get the hotel receipt, you turn them in, and you get credits on your income tax for staycations. Staying in Canada-cations. So we want you to be able to claim your hotel bills. So if any of you have friends that have hotels, just get an invoice from them, get a bill from them, and cash. Tell them to write cash on it, of course. And you can submit it to the government. That's what Wayne Gates, the Cheeto Bandito, wants you to do. And you can get a credit for up to $1,000 on your taxes. So, that's $1,000 you take right off. You don't have to pay. It's good. Easy. Fake receipts and restaurants too, maybe. I don't know what the staycation includes. but you got to go out and eat while you're on a staycation, so they're probably going to include them and everything. And he calls this an important issue. Am I missing something here? This is an important issue. It mentions Trump. Of course, they all have TDS, so they got to mention Trump. Well, let me get this straight. This is how it goes out to the Cheeto Bandito. I see people without food. I see people sleeping on the streets. I see encampments. I see crumbling infrastructure. I see rampant crime. People getting stabbed on the streets. I see runaway inflation. I see people losing their homes. But making sure you get a tax credit if you visit a hotel in Toronto on a staycation is an important issue? Alrighty then. Who elected this guy? Forget about it. That's not an important issue. It's a bunch of baloney. Forget about it. Don't even put it through. Don't even pass it. You know, anyway, Race Materi wrote the article. I read it. Go read it for yourself. You don't believe it. It gets loonier as the time goes on around here. This is the loony bin. We're dealing with the loonies. Oh, this liberal. No, we had the debate last night in French. Nobody probably watched. But the liberals, they're really bottom feeders. They have no platform except that PP is Trump. This is the big thing. Even though Trump endorsed Carney, don't you remember he said he'd rather have a liberal government because they're easier to deal with? I mean, these liberals, their heads must be exploding. Trump likes Carney. They want to vote for a liberal, but they can't vote for liberal because Trump likes Carney. This has got to be a nightmare. So I was telling you about the Facebook post about the liberals here. So this gentleman named Joseph DiBiase posted on my Facebook post of the video, right? The YouTube video. Posted. He said this little liberal ditty. I've edited some of it out because it was so long. And here's a little bit of a quote. Mark Carney was the clear winner tonight. Well, I never heard anybody on TV saying that. Well, we haven't seen the debate tonight, so I don't know what he's talking about the debate tonight. He must be talking about the French one last night. And he must have been the only guy watching that debate in Quebec because the Habs were playing. Nobody watches a debate when the Habs are playing, a game that's going to keep them in the playoffs or put them in the playoffs. Forget about it. But anyway, I digress. Now he says he's glad to be part of the liberal team that, unlike Pierre Poilievre and his empty slogans, Mark Carney, has put forward a real and ambitious plan to build Canada strong. And I'm going, like, what plan is that? The guy's a globalist and so compromised by China, he shouldn't even be allowed to run, never mind putting together a plan. What plan? He's got no plan. He plagiarized everything PP said. Is that his plan? Why elect him? Let's elect the guy who started it, Pierre Poilievre. Why elect him? He's just plagiarizing him. Protect Canadian interests. Well, does that include the $5.1 billion that you dodged taxes on? You avoided taxes on by putting your money in some of these places down in the islands and these tax shelters? Does he even live in Canada, Carney? I don't know. Does he? I don't know where he lives, this guy. He didn't for a long time. Then he posts a picture of this guy, Joseph DiBiase, of Trump, or of Pierre Poilievre with a Trump wig on, right? Implying that he's saying, believe me, I am not Trump. He's standing there with the Trump-looking wig on. And that's Carney's whole campaign. Copying PP, plagiarizing him, and painting him as another Trump, which he isn't even close to. Pierre Poilievre is not even close to Trump. He is not even close. And of course, Carney deflects everything bad about about himself. He just deflects. He don't talk about it. All the stuff he's done, and he forgets about the last 10 years of liberal rule where they've screwed Canada royally. Yeah, you vote for him. Vote for him. He's your guy. Clear winner. Yep. Glad to be part of the Liberal team. Put forward a real ambitious plan to build Canada strong again, Mark Carney. That's what he said, this guy. But Art Carney is Captain Smith. He's taking Canada right into the iceberg. He's setting out the course, moving full steam ahead. Here's the problem. The Canadian people aren't stupid. No, they're not stupid. They are done with 10 years of killing Canada with open borders, high interest rates, high tax rates, high food prices, and runaway inflation. It's over. We've had enough. It's time for common sense government to run this country and try their best to move Canada hard to starboard, hard to the right, and glide past the liberal iceberg, trying to take Canada so far under that sinking is not only possible, it's inevitable. It's inevitable if these guys get elected. PP is the only choice, unfortunately. I am not a huge PP fan, but he is the best. He's got to be the choice. He's got to get a majority. It really is gut check time for the Canadians here. For Canadians, they got to have a gut check, and they got to do or die. It's do or die right now. This election, 2 weeks, April 28th, not even 2 weeks. It's do or die. It's got to be done. We got to vote for Poilievre, and we got to get rid of these liberals. We can't afford 4 more years. You got to vote wisely, my fellow Canadians. We can't afford 4 more years. It's going to break Canada to pieces. It's almost there now. It's your choice. You get to vote. Even if you don't vote for PP, get out there and vote anyway. Your vote counts. Please get out and vote. Over to my third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. And company's been around since 1948, Hamel Machine Company. They've been around since 1948, serving industry in Niagara Falls. And believe me, these machine shops are sorely needed. All of the industry needs machine shops. They got to have them. Because when something breaks, they don't have time to order out for a part or be sitting still for hours or days. I mean, time is money. They need to get up and running right away. So what do? They go to machine shops like Hamel Machine Company, and they get anything they need fixed. They get it repaired. They get it re-engineered. They get a new part made. They have water cutters, 3D printers. They got everything in Hamel Machine Company for small business and large business. I mean, they do lathing, fabricating, computer design, rebuilds and overhauls, custom, custom and reverse engineered parts from samples. You bring in something broken, they'll make a new one if they have to. They do it all there. For big industry like the wine industry, the city, Rich Products and Fort Erie, they do it all. Or for you got something broken, you need repaired, take it there. You need a set of gates for your backyard. Give Bob Benner a call. Hey, Bob, you send a guy down. I want to show him where I want new gates. You guys can fabricate them for me, powder coat them for me. That's what they do. And they've been doing it in Niagara Falls since 1948, a very successful small business who ships worldwide. So I shouldn't say small business anymore. They're worldwide. They ship worldwide. Hamel Machine Company. Go to their website, hamelmachine.ca, and see what they do. You'll be amazed at the work that they do for biggest industries around the world. Innovators, they do it all. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you if you have to go down there and get something fixed. And don't forget to support our sponsors. We thank Hamel Machine Company, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Wild Bill's Auto Repair. We thank them for supporting the show in the city. Thank you very much. Okay, now, read about this. Honda is considering pulling out of Canada and moving their plant to the U.S. to produce the Honda Civic and CR-V And it's because of the retaliatory tariffs that Canada's putting on the United States. So our big tough liberal premier, Doug Ford, has threatened all these tariffs that are going to go against the ones that Trump's putting on. And then Trump says, "Oh, that's fine. Just put them on. I'll jump in another 25% and keep doing it until it's even." But I don't know if this is true or not, and I haven't heard much more about it. But it would be totally devastate Alliston. I mean, that's where the Honda plant is, up in Alliston, which is just by Barrie up that way. Liberal leader and Premier Doug Ford said none of the reports are true. Yet Honda has already announced that it's moving its production from Mexico to Indiana to avoid U.S. tariffs. That's things that make you go, And I don't know why they're concerned about the response from Canada. Maybe because some of their parts come from the States and they're going to be really expensive to get in. And then down there in the States, they got to pay taxes to send the finished product down there. So maybe they're getting it from both ends. And it's going to be a killer for them. One way isn't bad, maybe, but like going to the States, especially since the States still have the advantage of 45 cents on the dollar exchange and that kind of thing. Time it trickles through, it might be 2 or 3% on a car, but getting it both ways now is what I think what's killing them. Now, right after I read that report, another report came out saying that Honda is not planning to do anything, saying that nothing is planned, with a strange couple of words after that statement. Nothing is planned at this point. Okay. When I hear nothing is planned, that's pretty definitive. I mean, pretty definitive. Definitive. That's pretty. But when they say nothing is planned at this point, then there's something going on. There's smoke, there's fire. I can only think that tariffs by the U.S. won't affect Honda as much as the retaliatory tariffs when you start getting them coming and going. They're getting you coming and going. Now, Alliston employs 4,200 people and pumps out 420,000 cars a year. The U.S. was Honda's biggest market last year, representing 40% of all cars sold worldwide. So they want to expand production in the United States. Take it from there. Think Honda's going to move? We'll take it from there. They want to expand production in the United States. So whether they're going to reduce their production footprint in Canada or not is up in the air. We don't know. But it's an interesting story coming out from the Honda people. And big trouble for Alliston if that actually happens. Speaking of big trouble, I'm running out of water. Dry in here, baby. Big trouble in Little China. Xi Jinping has big troubles in China as tariffs take their toll on the Chinese economy. You know, all the people are saying, China's way, they're going to kill the United States with the tariffs, so they start bad 140. No, China's hurting bad. They're hurting real bad. You're not going to hear it out of China because they're papers. They don't have papers like that. But they're hurting bad. The docks are full. Their loading docks and their ports are full. You can't fit any more on them. Orders are drying up from the United States. People aren't getting things from China because of the tariffs. Factories are closing up as orders dry up, so it's going down the pipe. People on the streets, no job, no money as orders dry up. I mean, it's just terrible. Really, they're in crisis mode right now, and by the end of the year, the military will have to be called in to stop riots and unrest. They're burning stuff now. Millions are leaving the city and heading back to the farms. Without a job and money, they have nothing, no food, so they head back to the farms where they can grow food, they can live. It's a real serious concern in China right now. And before long, they're going to have to fold and give in to Trump's demands. Without the U.S. market, they really have nothing. And we can see that happening in real time as the U.S. market dries up for them. Their economy is collapsing, and propaganda runs rampant coming out of China, where everything is under the thumb of the communist government. So you're not going to get the real story from them. But according to anybody that's there, they've interviewed a lot of people on the street. It's getting really, really bad for the people. And the people, when it gets really, really bad for them, they start revolting. It's not like in Canada. They'll start revolting. They'll get on the streets, and there's billions of them. In a few months, it might not be a very, very pretty picture. I think China's going to have to capitulate and sit down with Trump and figure it all out. But the United States isn't being effective. They say, fine, we're just going to produce everything that you send here. We're going to produce it in the United States. That's all. We'll buy our own. Over to the U.S., speaking of the U.S., where the left-wing loonies are battling to bring back a murder member of MS-13, a citizen of El Salvador, and an illegal alien in the U.S. that they deported. Tom Homan and the Department of Homeland Security, along with ICE, have deported this illegal gang member, and a liberal Democratic judge ruled that he violated the Constitution doing it, and the guy must be returned. Can you imagine a judge fighting to keep an MS-13 gang member in the United States? An illegal alien. He's not even there legally, so he broke the law right off the bat. And they're fighting to keep him in. Now, that's bad. But he was outdone by the Maryland governor. That's where this gang member lived. They deported in Maryland. And he's going to go down to El Salvador to try and bring the guy back. Can you imagine? And that's breaking the Logan Act. This guy can be arrested for treason and thrown in the slammer right away. As soon as he lands back in the U.S. from El Salvador, he's going in the who's gone, maybe. I mean, this guy's a complete idiot. And not only that, he got to El Salvador and he said, I want to see the guy in prison. They said, no. Well, we're going to take him back. No. He's from El Salvador. That's his country. You're going to go to the president of El Salvador and tell him what he's going to do with somebody who is born in El Salvador. No. Telling him to get the hell out of there, go home. When he hits American soil, he might be escorted to a rubber room by Department of Homeland Security, and he could be treated with sedition, treason, whatever you want to call it, breaking the Logan Act for sure. Going in and dealing with a foreign country. He doesn't have the right to do that. Now, they took this to the Supreme Court of the United States for a ruling, and they ruled 9-0 that Trump was right. You can't bring that guy back from El Salvador, and if he comes back, he's going to be deported again. The president of El Salvador says he can't leave the country. So this guy, no matter what, is not leaving the country. He's going to end up in CCOT, at the prison where everybody else is. That's where this MS-13 guy is going. And the left wing, the loonies over there, the Democrats are referring to this deportation as a kidnapping. They kidnapped the illegal alien and sent him home. They make him out to be a model citizen, a wife with 3 kids, and everything else. He's MS-13. Everybody knows it. Nobody's buying that this guy's a goody two-shoes. And nobody's buying that he has to come back. And the Supreme Court said, no, he don't have to come back. He's there on his home and native land for the rest of his life and probably going to be in jail. And the governor, well, he's in big trouble when he gets home. He's got the big trouble. So that's about it. That's all I got today. Wild things. Just keep your eye on the news. There's so much. It's impossible to bring it all to you. I saw a really good thing about MH370, that flight that disappeared and what really happened to it. I'm going to tell you that on Monday, but it isn't quite what everybody thinks. It's something completely different. And there's a guy who was in on it and knows what happened, who's talking. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm out of here. No show tomorrow. Good Friday. Enjoy your Good Friday. And Saturday, and enjoy your Easter family day on Sunday, Easter Sunday. Um, real big time in the Christian religion and that. I'll be back on Monday with my show. Just another manic Monday. Going to be watching the Habs. They start playoffs on Monday night. They started, but the playoffs start on Saturday. If you're into hockey and you want to watch them, that's where they start. We got the debate tonight. You got to watch that. I'll be reporting back on that. And then I think May 2nd or something like that, there's another city council meeting. So we're not that far away from a city council meeting. Anyway, my name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you from 4680Q Radio, downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you all. We'll see you Monday with Manic Monday. Don't forget our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamill Machine Company. Support our sponsors. They support the show. They support the city. And don't forget, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, notifications, comments. Let's go. I'll read them on Monday. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you on Manic Monday. Enjoy your long weekend. I know I'm going to. Take care. If I can shut this off. I don't know. These things, they're crazy.